moving on to a special session, we have Clara Fontan, Director, Intelligence and Knowledge, Corporate Excellence, Center for Reputation Leadership based in Spain. Clara will share insights on reputation and intangible global trends approaching the future 2023. Clara holds a PhD in corporate narrative, a bachelor's degree in communications, and a master's degree in corporate and political communication. May I please invite Clara on stage? Clara, the stage is all yours, and looking forward to your talk.
Thank you so much. Namaste. Thank you for inviting me and for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, Amit. Thank you, Justin, and all the members of the Global Alliance for this opportunity to present with the global community of PR and communication management the global result of approaching the future. So I'm Clara Fontan, and let me some slides to introduce myself. I work in Corporate Excellence Center for Reputation Leadership. It's a think tank, an action tank, promoted by major Spanish companies and focused on intangible asset management, reputation, brand communication, sustainability. We discovered so many years ago that reputation is key for achieving excellence and how we need to change the way we do business and how reputation is something key for doing that. Because when we integrate reputation in business model, what we are doing is listening our constituencies, listening our key stakeholders. With this feedback, we introduce changes inside of the company, and then we ask again. So this is why it's a way to improve internally inside of companies. Sorry, yeah. So we discovered that, and we started to work together. Here you have the kind of companies that are promoting us. Maybe you don't know all of them because they are more focused on Spanish countries and Latin. But the thing is that we decided to work together in an ecosystem of innovation and collaboration to try to integrate intangible asset management. And we do that with those who really know. So we have alliances with consultancy companies, with business school, and to try to really help companies and organizations to integrate reputation, communication, and sustainability. So here you have also supporters as Edelman, Brown Finance, that are trying to help us to go further and advance in our function. And why I'm here? We have a role inside of Global Alliance. We are research partners for Global Alliance, and this is our first project. Maybe you have really known, you have heard about this, but I wanted to highlight that the Global PR and Communication Model was a project that we developed some years ago, and we did that with Global Alliance, and we discovered that any company in any country, and it doesn't matter the size, it doesn't matter the industry, all of us are facing the same challenges. We are facing, and we need to achieve excellence in business through trust, to keep our license to operate, also build differentiation, engagement, and positive advocacy. And we discovered the main building blocks to doing that. And we did that with the global community behind of Global Alliance. More than 1,400 people participating in that project, and we discovered that you need to integrate purpose, is the fundamental basis of the strategy. There were some colleagues highlighting that today. Then you need to activate it inside to outside through your culture, then brand through all the touch points. Then you have sustainability that should be embedded in the business model, reputation and reputational risk. Communication is the blue circle, is always around the circle. Without communication, anything is it. You need to use communication to activate tangible and intangible assets. And then you have the purple circle that is metrics. We need indicators, non-financial indicators to try to demonstrate our impact on business. Sorry, because sometimes, well, I speak very quickly in Spanish, so I usually do the same in English. And when I feel nervous, so I go faster. So sorry for that, yeah? So, but it's important to stop here because we discovered the roadmap for our function, and we did that together in an action and open research together. And so we discovered what we have to do, and now it's a toolkit to try to help professionals and their companies to integrate this intangible asset. So everybody in any country will have the opportunity to learn how to integrate all of all of this intangible in their daily activities. And I wanted just to say that the model is took into account all the projects developed here in Global Alliance. We took into account the Melbourne mandate, the Stockholm Accords, the Madrid Momentum, all the previous jobs, and also different models for communication. So we try to discover how to do that. But this is the roadmap, what we should follow. And what we do with Approaching the Future is trying to understand how companies are integrating this intangible in their daily activities. So we have the roadmap, we know the building blocks, we know how to integrate that, but now how it is in real. And for trying to discover how to make it in real, we develop Approaching the Future. Trends in Reputation and Intangible Asset Management. This is our 8th edition, so we have been working together during 8 years to discover each year the picture, to understand what's happening. And we discovered the most important aspect for companies that are facing the business agenda. We ask also what are the aspects where they are working on the most, because sometimes there is a gap between what we consider important and what we really do. So the project, Approaching the Future, gives you the opportunity to see what you consider relevant, but also what professionals are focused on the most. And also, it gives you the opportunity to know how are these companies and these professionals integrating all these intangible in their daily activities. What are the most important action lines and the main challenges and difficulties that they have to integrate them. So, how we did it? We try to improve our methodology each year. It's a project that we developed with Canvas Estrategia Sostenible from Corporate Excellence and with Global Alliance as the worldwide partner. And of course, we need to go further to make it really global and to have more data for each country. But the idea is we read a lot of studies about our function and how it's evolving. We make qualitative research and analysis with foresight studies. We make interviews with experts to identify key topics that are affecting the business agenda. And also we do an online survey. And this year, we have more than 1,247 people participating in this project. And one thing that I would like to highlight is almost 47 people participating here in this year are from senior positions. So we are trying to understand also the point of view of business leaders and the senior position to understand what are the key areas that we need to face companies. So key global results. I don't know if you have any idea about the key aspects that are affecting business agenda. Today we were talking a little bit about them with the previous presentation. Any idea? Things that according to intangible assets that are affecting agenda, the business agenda. Well, today we talk a little bit about diversity and inclusion, sustainability, communication. So this is the ranking of relevance. There are 10 topics that we discovered this year that are affecting the present and the future of companies. Here you have all of them. All of them are key for the future model of companies. And here you have the ranking. As I was saying, we ask professional and organization what are the most important aspects. And the ranking of relevance is this one. In this slide, you can say that in the first position, in the highest position, we have sustainability and ESG. In the second position, we have responsible leadership. Reputation is in the third position and communication in the fourth one. Then we have digitalization, purpose, we have future of work, and corporate brand. And in the bottom area, we have corporate governance and climate emergency. Sometimes people ask us how it's possible that climate emergency is in the last position. We have to know that here it's after the research. So all of these 10 topics are key for the business agenda. And what we see is companies are facing climate emergency under the triple bottom line and the ESG criteria, and sustainability is in the first position this year. So here we have the ranking of relevance about the major trends that are affecting companies under the umbrella of intangible assets. But as I was saying, we ask also about the aspects where they are working on the most to discover and figure out the gaps. And if we see the next slide, we can see where are putting or focus companies their energies and resources. And communication is in the first position. Most organizations are working on communication as the most important topic when we ask them. And it has increased more than 10 points from 2022. Then the second aspect where they are working on the most, it would be digitalization and cybersecurity. And the third one is sustainability. But something that I wanted to highlight this year is like when we analyze this data with 20 and 22, the aspect that has increased on the most is corporate brand, more than 27 points. Then sustainability has increased a lot. And then we have future of work, reputation, and communication. So we want to compare the result of this year with the picture that we had last year to understand how things are moving inside of companies and how PR and communication professionals are trying to strengthen the role of brand as one of the key roles for creating the experience of our organization and understanding the brand as the platform for creating relations with key stakeholders. So we have seen the ranking of relevance. We have seen also what are the areas where they are working on the most. So in the following slide, what we are going to see is one slide for each of these topics to understand the action lines and the main challenges that they are facing. So 10 slides more to understand each of them. So key findings by trends. The first one is sustainability. And when we ask professionals and communication about sustainability, what we see is like they are really focused on integrating it into the business model and the strategy. 6 out of 10 of companies are working on it. It's the most important aspect. Then we have other areas like defining targets for aligning with the sustainable development goals and also improving reporting. But the most important aspect is integrating sustainability in the business model. And it's in the highest position of the ranking of relevance. And regarding challenges, what is the most important challenge for professionals to integrate sustainability? And it's the idea of training employees and managers on this topic. So education and training is something that we will see in different moments of this presentation. And companies are seeing that it's one of the major challenges to integrate intangible assets in the reality of their companies. Then we have responsible leadership. It's the second trend considered more relevant. And when we ask them, there are two main lines. They are trying to embrace responsible leadership, embedding values such as empathy and integrity in their leadership model, and also training people, training managers and staff in leadership and in corporate values. And the main challenge to try to promote responsible leadership is trying to find a balance between creating value in the long term and in the long run. So prioritize long-term value with the short-term value is one of the most important challenges that they are seeing to integrate responsible leadership. The third aspect that we have here that we have discovered really important for the function and for organizations is corporate reputation. It has increased in importance and in energy from the previous edition. And when we ask them about how they are integrating reputation, the answer is like they are trying to design plans and strategies. It's the most important aspect. And the second one is reputational risk. And it's important because in the past, when we ask about reputation, they were always saying that they manage reputation because of reputational risk. So now they are starting to change their mindset and understand that reputation is a business driver and you need to design a plan, to design your reputational platform and to integrate it in the business model. The main challenge to integrate reputation, it would be measurement, metrics. And it's one challenge that we will see also in other topics. We need to develop indicators and models and metrics to really evaluate the value and measure reputation and other intangible assets. So here is the main challenge. Then we have communication. Communication is the trend where companies are working on the must. And when we ask senior leaders, they say that is the aspect where they are focused on. So we are saying how communication is key to activate tangible and intangible assets of your company, to tell your story. So what we are saying is like there are three main lines to integrate communication. The first one is innovation in content, the idea of innovating the content that you are producing, innovating in channels and platforms, digital platforms, is the first line. The second line is focused on enhancing internal communication. And the third one is communicating under the umbrella of your purpose, your corporate purpose, and sustainability strategy. Our communication framework should be aligned with our purpose, our values, and also our sustainability strategy. These are the three lines where professionals and companies are trying to focus on the mass when we ask them about how to integrate communication. And the main challenge that they say that they find, it would be co-creation or innovate or involve stakeholders and co-create with them in the process of communicating. It would be the most important challenge. Then we have digitalization and cybersecurity. We are seeing that technology has a cross-cutting impact on business, and the greatest impact is on working models, followed by customer relation and product and services. When we ask them about what they are doing in digitalization, they say that they are really focused in digitalize the internal processes. So they are trying to see inside of the company and make it digital. And the second line that they are developing is regarding cybersecurity. When we ask them about the main difficulties and challenges to integrate this topic, they say that it would be training with new skills, training in cybersecurity, training in digital processes. So employee training is one of the most important challenges when we ask them about digitalization and cybersecurity. Then we have purpose. And purpose has been in this study since the beginning, like a transversal topic. And what we see is it's really linked with responsible leadership that was in the second position of relevance. And purpose should be understood as the fundamental basis of your strategy. It explains why you exist. And it would be the first step that each organization should develop. The purpose is always there. I like to say that sometimes you need to rediscover purpose, because you don't need to discover it, the purpose is always there. And you need to activate purpose from inside to outside. So when we ask them about what they are doing regarding corporate purpose, they say that they are really focused on integrating purpose in the strategy and in the decision-making process. So purpose should be the framework of all the decisions and actions that we develop as companies. And they say that they are really focused on that. There are other aspects too, but it would be the first one. The second one and the third one are regarding trying to drive purpose through all the brand platform, and also trying to foster or enhance purpose internally with your corporate culture, with your collaborators, with your employees. They are the best ambassador of a company, so they really need to activate the purpose in all the behaviors that they develop. And when we ask about the main challenges regarding purpose, what they say is like metrics, how to measure purpose, how to measure the impact of purpose in the business model. Future of work. Here you have the result of this year. So what we are saying is like hybrid models, hybrid working models are evolving, and it's one of the most important aspects when we ask about how they are developing the future of work. The second point is trying to work in flexible models. And when we ask about the most important challenge to develop this new way of working, they say something really important: encourage collaboration and breaking silos. So this is the most important challenge that companies are facing to integrate a new way of doing work. And it makes sense because we are in a digital world and you don't have your employees together. We have in different units, and sometimes trying to create collaboration inside of company is a really challenge. So sometimes we say that even intangible asset could be the answer to break silos, because you cannot build a strong reputation, a strong brand, you cannot build culture if you don't find alliances inside of the company. So this is one of the most important challenges that companies are facing, so we need to know that intangible asset could be the solution sometimes. Brand. As I was saying, corporate brand is the aspect that has increased on the most when we analyze the result of 2022 and 2023. So companies are investing a lot of resources and energy in trying to strengthen the corporate brand. And the corporate brand understood as the platform of all the relationships that you create with your key stakeholders. So more than 27 points, and it's saying us that brand is aligned with all the key topics as purpose, as reputation. Even when we ask them what you are doing in corporate brand, this is the answer. 6 out of 10 of companies are saying that when they work in brand, what they are doing is trying to integrate purpose and culture values in the platform of the brand, in the brand platform, in the brand positioning strategy. Because who you are is something that will give you, and your values and the brand is a way to compete and to create long-lasting differentiation. So they are trying to understand this new trend. The second aspect where they are working on the most is in creating products and services aligned with the corporate brand. And it makes sense, because your products and services should be like a tangible thing of your purpose, of your brand. So the experiences that you create in all these relationships and through your products and services should breathe the brand. And when we ask them about the major challenge to integrate the corporate brand in companies, they say the same. Measurement, metrics, indicators, and how to see an impact of the brand in our business model. So this is why non-financial indicators or intangible KPIs are really important to demonstrate the value of our function, but also to see that there is a key correlation between all these intangibles and the business area and tangible indicators. Then we have corporate governance. When we ask about corporate governance, what we see is like companies go on working in the progress of integrating ESG criteria in their governance models. The aspect where they are working on the most, it would be code of conduct. Introduce and implement code of conduct and reporting channels inside of companies. The second action that they are promoting for integrating or improve the corporate governance, it would be initiative of dialogue with key stakeholders. So constituencies and key stakeholders are really important when we talk about how we behave as a business, to try to identify expectations and needs. And the major challenge in corporate governance, it would be linking management reward and remuneration with ESG criteria. So trying to change the way we pay our employees and people and linking the bonus and the remuneration to ESG criteria or intangible asset is one of the major challenges. But if we achieve that, we are going to achieve a change in the way we do business, because we are going to say that we really consider intangible assets really important. So it's a challenge, but it's something that we will change the way we do business when we see that our companies are rewarding us because of ESG criteria. And then in the last position, we have climate emergency, but I was saying that it's linked with sustainability that was in the highest position. And what we see is like, despite the progress that organizations are doing, there is a lot of things to do under the Agenda 2030, and not too much time. So the thing is that there is a gap sometimes between our commitment and our real action. But the thing is that that when we ask them about what they are doing here, there are 3 main lines. The first one is focus on implement emissions reduction plan. The second one is circular economy, and the third one is managing and mitigating climate risk. So these are the 3 main lines that companies are developing to embrace or to face climate change. And when we ask about the most important challenge to work on it, they are focused on circular economy, like trying to promote circular economy inside of this business model is one of the most important challenges that they are facing. And so we will see how companies are going to innovate in this idea of economy, a circular economy initiative. So here is just like a brief. Sorry, because I had 25 minutes and I wanted to give you as much data as I could. But here you have a link, a code where you can download the executive summary, the top learning points, and you can go deeper because there is a lot of data regarding this report. And I have said report, but the thing is that it's more than that. It's like a compass to integrate the situation and how companies are really integrating this intangible. We know the building blocks of our function. We know how to achieve differentiation, trust, engagement, and advocacy, positive advocacy through this key intangible asset, reputation, purpose, communication. But the report, Approaching the Future, gives you like the situation and the major challenges that we have to go on working on it. And also, of course, you have the model, the global PR and communication model promoted by Global Alliance, and now you have more data to integrate it in your daily activities. So I wanted to give a special thank you for being here, for attending, for listening to me, and I'm open to go on talking about intangible assets. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Clara. There you go, the footprints of reputation, fundamentals of purpose, culture, brands, sustainability indicators and matrices, roadmaps for the future via open research, integrating intangible assets, and how are the building blocks, and understanding methodology and alignment of these complex structures of how all of these aspects work together. Thank you once again, Clara, for that conversation.